You control your focus, you can control your mind. And when you control your mind, you control your game. Does that make sense? Now, when I was dealing with my own performance anxiety, my distractions often came from within. I was distracted with an internal focus, and I was consumed with all these negative thoughts and negative beliefs about my ability to hit a fairway. I struggled with my driver. So I thought about worst case scenarios when I was up on the first tee box or on the tee ball. And often, whenever I saw trouble, I found it. So if I saw OB or water or the gallery, you name it, I could not get my thoughts out of this negative thinking trap that I got, trapped in. But here's the thing, negative thoughts are normal. Having negative thoughts are completely out of your control, out of my control, and they're normal. And in psychology, we call them ants, automatic negative thoughts. When an ant creeps into our mind and we don't catch them early on, what they do is they often gain power over us. They consume us, kind of like a virus. Just like how real ants, when they come into your home, and let's say we leave a sugar cube out on the kitchen counter unintended, right? And overnight, you see a pile of ants that got into your kitchen. Now, you see more of them if we don't do anything about it. Now, we might have all the windows closed, we might have the door shut, everything's closed off, but somehow the ants still find your kitchen and still find that sugar cube. And just like our brain, we can do all the right things, but ants, these automatic negative thoughts, they're gonna find a way to enter and creep into our mind. Now, here's the difference between you and a person who has an untrained mind. You are gonna know how to respond exactly to ants when they come. How? Because I'm gonna show you right now. So what do we do when ants come into our minds? Automatic negative thoughts. The first thing we do, don't panic, right? Don't panic. Because acknowledging that you have these negative thoughts without panicking is the first response in how we train in mental performance. Now, why do we panic in the first place? Let's understand this. We often panic because we don't know what to do. But when you have skills developed and you know exactly what to do, then you're just observing. You're not bothered by them. They don't scare you, right? It's kind of like this. It's like watching YouTube ads. Now, there are some ads that are really annoying and some ads that are kind of fun. Whatever they are, most of the time, we don't pay any attention to the ads because we know that in 5 seconds, if we just wait patiently, a skip ad button is gonna pop up right on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, right? Now, when we Google a video to watch and a video pops up, instead of that video, an ad pops up. But we don't panic, right? When we watch the ad, we hardly even engage with this ad, even though this ad itself is trying to distract you. It's trying to distract you by being loud and catchy with all this movement and all this color. I mean, the whole purpose of the ad is to distract you within 5 seconds, right? It's for you to engage with it. But many of us don't. We don't engage with the ad. Why? Because we have options. We know that there's an option to skip ad when that button appears. Now, we might not have control over the automatic negative thoughts that bombard our mind, just like we don't have any control over the type of ads that come up when you're trying to watch a video. But you do have control on how you respond and engage with the ad or the ants that enter in our mind. Did you know that every one of us has a skip ad button in our brain too? That's right. This skip ad button in our brain is called the neutral zone. And this is how we get into the neutral zone. Stanford Athletics, they developed a technique called circle breathing. It's a particular type of breathing exercise where you breathe in through your nose, you hold your breath, and you exhale slowly through your mouth as you are counting and fully engaged with counting at the same time. Now, I'm going to teach you the pattern of circle breathing, and later we're going to do the exercise together. So, the trick with effective circle breathing and getting to neutral is to truly engage with counting while you're breathing at the same time. So here's how the pattern goes. You ready? Start by breathing in through your nose for 4 counts. Then you hold your breath for 2 counts, and you slowly exhale through your mouth for 6 counts. And the way I remember this pattern is 4 plus 2 equals 6. That's right. So again, you breathe in through your nose while you're counting silently in your head for 4. Hold your breath for 2, and slowly exhale through your mouth for 6. That's 1 circle breath. Now, why does this work? And how does it help us get to neutral? Counting is a neutral stimulus, and you don't create any kind of emotions or stories when you focus on counting. When we are thinking about the future, or we're hanging on and thinking about the past, we're often creating stories in our mind, which creates emotions within us that we react to. But counting, no matter how much you do it, if you do it properly and engage fully with it, you don't feel anything. You're just neutral. So whenever you're having trouble falling asleep, have you ever heard people say, count sheep, right? It's not the sheep that make you sleepy. It's the act of counting that shifts our mind onto something neutral, a neutral stimulus that doesn't activate any emotional stories or response within us. Now, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to do 3 circle breaths on your own. And you might get distracted. You might be bombarded with these ants that might be firing as you're trying to do circle breaths. And it might be saying, am I doing this right? Is this what it's supposed to feel like? What am I doing wrong? All these thoughts are natural and normal. Just observe them like you would a YouTube ad. Recognize that you're having these thoughts and say to yourself something simple like, there's no wrong way or right way to do this. I'm just practicing. Just refocus on your counts and your breath. Okay? Now it's your turn. 3 cycles of circle breath on your own. And I want you to pause the video and do the circle breaths. And once you finish your 3, start the video back up and we'll pick off right where you left off. Go for it.